Twitch. We're not streaming on Facebook. Welcome back to my channel. I'm sorry that I'm late, y'all. I fucked up. Okay, I fucked up. I apologize. I was up until like 6 o'clock this morning because y'all know I ain't been sleeping, and in my sleepy fog, I thought I changed our time here to 3 o'clock. So I was in the shower when my mama called me and said, where you at? I'm sorry. So I'm here. Thank you for coming. Thank you for staying. Thank you for supporting. Y'all know your girl is freaking crazy. But we're here. The name of this episode is Don't Ride or Die to an Early Grave, sis. I was minding my whole business last night. Okay, I wasn't really minding. I was minding my business. I was doing research, on what do you call it? My mind is all messed up. I was doing research on lights and trying to put in a little bit of editing work and doing all this shit. And then I already saw the situation about Mendeecees, right? And what he said. But then I saw something. I started seeing some more stuff, and I was just and really thinking and pondering about this shit. And I got angry. And last night, y'all saw I came up here. I literally threw some shit on, okay, kind of like now, but I threw some shit on and made that video. It was a 5-minute prep time because I was just hot. And I had to come on here and tell y'all about this shit because I am so thoroughly exhausted by it. And it's just so sad that we as women do this no matter where we are in life. Like, man, Yandy ain't out here struggling. Yandy ain't out here, where some people will say, oh, she ain't got nothing going for her. That's why she go ahead and stay with some fucked up nigga. Nah, Yandy got a whole bunch of great things going for her and still dragged to the pits of hell. So we're going to talk about that. But before we do, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on my other social media platforms. I'm Jovi Beauty on all platforms. So please follow, please subscribe, and please follow our backup channel. I do know that I forgot to put the daggone link in the description, but I put it now. So please follow the channel over there, Beauty by Jovi, aka Jovi B Styles. I don't know, child. Let's just do this intro and get on with the show. Thank you guys. Yeah, listen, I really was trying. But as y'all know, I got insomnia bad. I'm probably gonna have to break day to break my insomnia all week. That's what's been wrong with me. That's why I've been sleeping until 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I ain't been going to sleep until the sun come up. I can't. My mind be racing at night. I got a million things to do that I feel like I have to do. The pressure much? Anyway, but let's talk about the pressure. Let's talk about the pressure of these no account trash ass men. And again, y'all, I hate that I have to say this, but disclaimer, I'm not talking about all men, all black men, all white men. And this ain't just black men, of course, because these are Asian men too. These are white men too. This ain't just black men. We just deal with black men, right? Because white women be struggling with them white men. Asians be struggling with them Asian. Them Indians be, it's all a fucking struggle. Ain't nobody better than anybody, child. But let's deal with what we know for the most part, right? Listen, Mendeecees, and I made a video about this yesterday, so everybody talking about it. And I have people in the chat saying this is a storyline. There's a lot of storylines. This is beyond the storyline, sis. even if this is a storyline, the man in him, if he was a real man, in my opinion, would never even want to make that be his storyline. Because it perpetuates the stereotype of you busted ass niggas going to jail, creating, basically leaving your family. Say what you want. Because I've told y'all this a million times. When I was young, I didn't realize that people did not have dads, because everybody that I grew up with had a father, right? For the most part, everybody that I knew closely, like family relations, people that my family hung around with, all had like husbands, right? So I didn't realize that people didn't have dads. So I made it in my mind, I decided, because I'm like that like when I started going to school and, started really engaging in with people who didn't have fathers in the house, I just always assumed like their dads were in jail, and not just in jail for like dumb shit, like in jail for, it never crossed my mind that if a dude was in jail, he wasn't in jail for doing some wild shit to take care of his family, right? Mendeecees didn't do no wild shit to take care of his family. He did some wild shit. Okay, let's not even get into what he did, because it's a million men out here who are going in and out of jail doing wild shit and expect you to sit up and hold them down. We had a sub a couple of months ago who came on. She came online. She came on the screen and she was talking about a new boyfriend she was dealing with. But we spoke about her ex, right? And if y'all remember, if you've been here, I hope y'all remember. I don't want to say who it was, but she was speaking about, she wasted a lot of her years waiting for her ex, her baby's father. Really, it wasn't even her husband, child. Waiting for her baby's father to get out of jail. She wasted like 5 or 6 years or some shit like that. And as soon as he came out of jail, he married somebody else. Yeah, and I'm not laughing at it, but I'm just like the sadness of it. Like and then she was telling us that she couldn't leave the state, because he didn't want her to take his kids and move, so she could be happy, but he's sitting up with a wife and new kids and all of this shit. Like the amount of power we women give to some of these men is over fucking whelming. Like, and not even men who are deserving to even have that sort of, because again, we all still know that I believe that a man should be head of the household, but a man who is deserving to be the head of the household, you can't let Pookie run your household. Because when you let Pookie and Ray Ray run your household, y'all bitches gonna fucking fall. You know what I'm saying? That's the point of wanting and attracting a man that can actually do shit and take care of things. Because when you let Pookie run your household, Yandy tried to let Pookie run her household, and Pookie mad. Somebody made a comment in our group. Let me read. I'm gonna read it to you. I'm gonna read it because I saw it and it was just so sad. Y'all know I got a slick mouth sometimes, but I didn't even have a slick mouth for her. I wanted her to comprehend what she was really saying. Hold on. Hold up. I want to read what she said. Hold on. I want to read what she said because it was so sad. Okay. This person, she said, nah, the baby mothers weren't angry. She was disrespectful to them. And I've been waiting for Mendeecees to take a crap on her since then. And I said, you do know that she got like 3 of his kids, right? And been taking care of him for about 10 years. But go off, sis. Y'all know normally I'd be like, bitch, you dumb, but like, and then somebody wrote, something about, but she didn't put in their marriage license, and that's why he's mad, and he deserves to leave her, and da-da-da-da. And the thing is, she didn't put in their marriage license because he owed a million things, because it would have effed up their family. And that's what about, I keep telling y'all about these Pookies and Ray Rays, right? I don't think Mendeecees that smart. I don't think he doesn't communicate well. Now, again, just because you don't communicate well does not mean that you do not have intelligence, right? But I feel like just watching him the way, just from what we have seen off of reality TV, that he ain't that bright. That he's not that bright. He acts the way he acts. We spoke about this primarily because of his mother and his upbringing, and after a while, you can't even blame the mama, because as a grown man, you must recognize that, okay, these aspects of my life aren't right. And how does it lead me? This shit keeps leading me into this perpetual dumbass bullshit. You don't, and I said this yesterday, men who do not create, I say this all the time, fuck yesterday, men who do not create stability, right? Provide money, provide a backing, right? Yandy, this nigga went to jail for like 7 to 8 years, something like that. Let's say 7 to 10, something like that. Yandy had to bust her ass to provide for the 2 or 3 kids they got, child. Take care of him, because she couldn't leave him all fucked up, right? Probably provide some shit to the mother of his other freaking children, because the child support's still going, even though he's incarcerated, right? Child support's still going. And if he wasn't, and if they would have been married, they would have dragged it out of Yandy's paycheck, and based off of Yandy's paycheck, even though his stinking ass is sitting up in fucking jail. But he's worried about her sitting down and having the time to write him letters every day. He wasn't getting enough mail, even though his stupid ass had enough fucking commissary to last for years. Somebody's told me he's looking for a way to get out and leave Yandy. I agree with that 100%. He's looking for a way, because there's no way in hell that a man that actually wants to be with you, is going to look you in your face and tell you some shit like that. Because he's going to, again, in my opinion, recognize what the hell you've been going through to make sure that he's okay. But again, for the last 7 to 10 fucking years. But again, when you are dealing with Pookie and Ray Ray's, she executive produced this show. I'm assuming she did, because that's how Yandy give it up. As soon as these shows started, I said, oh, Yandy executive produced these shows. These recent shows that have been coming out, to make sure that they, again, continue to have money, to make sure, because he likes shit, she likes shit. They have children to take care of. They have house payments to make, right? And what he doing? I don't think he's doing much of nothing. Not nothing that's actually going to bring some real benefits to their household. You ever notice that a man who feels worthless because of his own doing will always attempt to take that shit out on you, no matter how much you work, no matter how much you do, no matter how much you give to him or the relationship? He's always going to try to take it out on you and make it be your fault that he is not the person he think he should be. You to blame, instead of dealing with the fact that his ass is to blame for his own inadequacies. It's not my job for you to make you a man, sir. That was your parents' obligation. I'm not here to raise you at 25, 35, 45. Some of y'all niggas need raising at 50 and 60. I ain't here for it. At what point do you decide that you're going to start making excuses and blaming every woman in your life because you really want to tell your mom about herself, but you really can't. So you take it out on all the women around you. You really want to beat the shit out of your moms, but you can't. So you beat up all the bitches around you. Let me get to some of these comments. And again, thank you all for coming and waiting. I'm going to break day tonight so I can break this sleep routine because, yeah, I'm just, it's just a lot. Yeah, shout out to Mama Beauty for calling me and letting me know that y'all was waiting for me, because I swear to God, I thought I changed it to 3. I swear. But again, I was half asleep. I was messing up, so I don't know. Thank you, Fly Fry. Hey, Angeline, how are you, boo? Hey, Mahogany, how are you, darling? Yeah, I have insomnia, like really bad. My mind be going. I'm researching, y'all know we recently bought these lights. Shout out to y'all for helping me buy these lights. I hate them. It's not even that I hate them. I can do better. I hate them. So I found 2 other lights. They're on their way, and I have to return these lights. Shout out to Amazon for taking shit back. But I had to do, like, I'm bugging. My mind is racing. I got videos to edit. I still gotta edit them. Don't ask me about no videos. Don't ask me until the end of this weekend. All right, I'll get it all done this weekend. Don't ask me. That was for certain people. Y'all know I don't even drink tea. Y'all know I don't drink tea. This is coffee. But that really and truly, I buy a lot of tea for my daughter. A lot. Like a ridiculous amount of tea. We got like gift boxes of tea. You know them uppity teas. She like that. I was up last night. I drank like 2 of her peppermint teas. It was like peppermint and mint. I just couldn't. But again, my mind won't stop racing. That's why I said I have to break day. If I don't break day, as Cynthia G says, 3 trash bag dusties. The sadness of it all. And you know what? I'm from New York. Chances are, especially out in these New York City streets this summer, I'm gonna run into Yandy Mendeecees somewhere before the end of the summer. Listen, and I don't want it to be, I ain't got no beef with you, I don't want it, but like, we have to be able to recognize this shit. You bust your ass trying to make this motherfucker love you or appreciate you. How many of y'all have been through that? Trying to make us men who probably don't even like women to begin with. Again, I'm not saying that's Mendeecees, but I'm saying these are different types of men like this. Probably don't even like women to begin with, right? Really got a real underbelly hate for women. Well, whatever situation is, he's in love with his homeboy. His mama was overly aggressive and used to degrade him. Whatever the fuck is the problem? These niggas need therapy, but that's a story for another day. But you out here trying to make him recognize your value, trying to make him see that you are worth whatever. All the bullshit people was talking about, because Yandy this and Yandy that. Yeah, we know their backgrounds. That he was being a dick, he was being an ass, he was playing but all of those women, right, against each other, right? And he ended up going with Yandy because Yandy was the most stable of them all, and he only proposed because he knew he was going to jail. Could we talk about that? But she still held him down because she loved him. Because when we love shit, and this is the problem, and we need to stop fucking doing that. When we love a man, we negate the realities of what the fuck we see or what the fuck we looking at right in front of our faces. We act like we don't see what is happening. Because if Yandy was being honest with herself, she'd have bounced. Another person in the comments from last night's video said Mona Scott was trying to tell her, but you, again, we from the hood, bitch. You trying to hold this nigga down. That's how they teach you to do, right? And what you get out of it, nothing. Because like Papoose said, and I know and you know, it's all the same. You know, these jails are filled with men who have women. I had a homegirl when I was like younger. We don't really speak anymore. But anyway, I had a homegirl back in the day, right? Her 16-year-old boyfriend murdered somebody, right? When they were like 16, 17. I never met him. He was in jail by the time I met her. I met her at like, I don't know, 18, 19, some shit like that. And she was like 18. She was like a year younger than me. But nonetheless, she used to go, I remember it was like, she used to go upstate. No, I did meet him. That's a fucking lie. She used to go upstate to see him at least like once a month, right? For the once a month, every 2 months, even if she was in a relationship, you know, she would send him money and go upstate. I did go upstate one time, you know, and I was just like, I don't want to be up here, being in jail, having people searching me, having going through all of this. Like, I'm not doing all of this ghetto shit. But she would send him shit and he would just take it. He had to do 20 years. And when he came out, he ain't fuck with her. I knew this other girl who mother-in-law, it's not even her, mother-in-law, waited for her husband for 30 years. He came out of jail and married another woman in 3 months. She waited for him for 30 fucking years. Going up there, bringing him commissary, riding that dirty ass bus. Now, if you know anything, especially these are people in New York. I don't even know about other states or whatever. But this is just what I know about New York. Right, getting up at 5 a.m, going to the bus stop. You know, with all the other jail people, wives and mothers and shit. Then a lot of that situations, you go upstate visiting these niggas to have the correctional officers trying to touch on you, it happens, trying to touch on you or trying to boink you, so your husband or your brother or whatever, whoever can be safe, and you don't know no better, and you doing it. Right? This shit happens. I know plenty of women who have been through and has told me shit like this over the years. Right? But then your ass go to jail and he chirps for you, sis. Y'all know I went to jail. They doxed me or whatever. I went to jail when I was 17. Listen, don't judge me. That was 23 years ago. Okay. Anyway, I went to jail when I was 17. Not for no nigga though. I was busting head and taking names. Anyway. Majority of the girls who were up in there, especially the girls who were in the old drug charges. Mind you, at the time I was an adolescent, aka people who are 18 and younger, right? Really 17 and younger, right? Majority of those girls, whether because there were a couple of girls who came in there pregnant, who came in there, whatever, always, 80% of them, 80% of the girls in there, whether it was adolescents, adults, whatever, was in there, except for like the adults who use, the cokehead and crackhead adults who cokehead and crackhead. So that's whatever. But any other thing, they was there behind some nigga. And they have no nigga when they was locked up. Where he at? It was their mamas. When I used to go to see my mama on the VI floor, shout out to mommy, I would see other girls' parents. The only men you would see is their dads, if they had them. Their dads. They would be their mothers. They would be their grandmothers. Some brothers and dads. But we here holding it down and thinking that shit makes us what? All that shit do is break you down and break you apart. Yandy done wasted 7 to 10 years on this man. Now, we done all wasted a lot of time on some men, child. I know I have. 7 to 10 years on this man for him to fix his face and say some bullshit like that to her. Not even in the privacy of their own home, but on national fucking TV. On national fucking TV. And I don't care what you say. After you ride for a motherfucker for 8 to 10 years, okay, 7 to 10 years, that's no fucking storyline. That's your real life. Ain't no storyline worth that. Ain't no mama worth that. That's your real life. That's your real heart. That's your real emotions tied up with this fucking nigga. And you still trying to pull him along with you. That's what it is. Because Yandy doing these shows. That whole Love and Hip Hop vacation they did with all of the people from all of the cities, that was Yandy. This couple retreat thing, that's Yandy. That's Yandy trying to pull it through, make some money, get these deals together, making sure that when her kids grow up, they are stable. Why? Because they daddy can't. He too busy sitting up, still festering over fucking letters. He's still sitting up mad over phone calls that she might have missed while she was in meetings. With his mind racing, thinking she doing everything. I had somebody up in the comments talking about because Yandy was out here running the streets with 3 kids. With 3 kids and like multiple businesses. I got 1 kid. And what? With 3 kids, multiple businesses. And to be a recognizable figure. Really? But again, when you put when you fucking fall in love with dumbass niggas, common sense ain't too common. She said, it wasn't until I went to high school that you met kids with single mothers, but I'm old. Listen, I remember I was in elementary school and I had this friend named Alicia. That was her name. Her name was Alicia. It was in elementary school. This is so long ago. It was the only person I could go by their house. Right? Alicia didn't have a dad. And I think Alicia was the one who made me contemplate and think that, according to Alicia, her dad got deported. That's why I said he was either in jail for because again, I grew up in Brooklyn around a whole bunch of Caribbeans. So it was either he was in jail for like selling drugs to take care of his family. Because again, it never occurred to me that a man would have kids and not be there. It took me till I was a whole grown up. I was like 18, 19 before that shit really, I had jail and getting out and really at that time paying attention and recognizing that what I thought was normal was really not. Jail started that off. I ain't gonna hold you. It would have probably took me a lot longer because the things that I thought was normal, again, growing up around, the people I grew up with, I got arrested at 17 and I'm in here with a whole bunch of girls who were telling me, they mamas was selling them. What the fuck you talking about? They daddies was doing shit to them. I'm arguing with my daddy over some dumb shit. These bitches telling me that their daddy's doing shit to him, that they brothers doing shit to him. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is when I really started to recognize that, I live a really good life. I didn't comprehend that before. You only know what you know, right? And again, up until that time, it never occurred to me that men would not take care of their kids. If someone didn't have a dad, it was either he got deported because majority of us were Caribbean, right? Or he was in jail for selling drugs to take care of his family. And that's all I knew. And people would just go along with it. I guess it was a lot easier than to just say, nah, my dad just don't fuck with us. Hey Pamela, hey Goddess, Jamie, how are you ladies? Hey Question Everything, how are you? Hey Fly Fry. What Mendeecees said, Fly, is to me a deal breaker. I'm over it. Let me tell you something. After I pull it through with you, for all of this time, I deal with your crazy. I deal with your crazy baby mamas. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna say that Yandy wasn't out here being a little messy too. But when you messy at me, don't think I ain't gonna be messy at you. But we can still see the relationship she has with his kids. Fuck, I watched yesterday or the day before yesterday. I think that's what really triggered me. I was on Instagram after we seeing this, and I saw Yandy made a reel. You know the reels on Instagram. She was making a reel with Mendeecees' son, the oldest son. Not hers, the one that she was making a reel with Mendeecees' son, showing him, basically showing him or helping him do his skincare. Because a lot of these motherfuckers out here just put soap and water on their body, soap on their face and body lotion and call it a day. But she was really doing a reel. They was doing all them stupid dances, and I'm just like, and this nigga said, what? You said what? Sir, that's what really, I think that, along with what I saw what Papoose said, and when I saw Yandy's reel with his son, Lil Mendeecees, I was like, and this nigga had the nerve to say, what? Child, if he looking for a way out, I'd have gave him the way out. That's a situation that's like, sir, you need a way out. I got you. I hold it down. I give you a way out. See, look at the lights. I don't even like the way I look on camera right now. This shit is, oh God, he's stressing me out. I'd really be sitting here at like 3 o'clock in the morning fucking with lights, adjusting video. It's too much. Mendeecees' actions will show he is not the man. He is not. Joyce said, as far as Mendeecees goes, yes, it's hurtful as fuck that he said what was in his heart. Shake my head. He said because he meant it. He did mean it. Now it's up to the sister to listen to him and make an executive decision. There you go. When a nigga tell you how he feel, believe him. But when a motherfucker tell you how, because a man will tell you, a man or a woman will tell you how they feel. And you're going to be shocked 5 years later or 2 years later or a year later when they get up and fucking bounce. They already told you. I feel unappreciated. And this shit dumb. He mad about fucking letters like y'all ain't been locked in the house together for over a year now. And he getting on fucking shows talking about he mad about letters like you ain't fill up his commissary. Like he didn't have, like literally. Okay, like he wasn't at the commissary station every week and banked out until his limit was reached. Like she wasn't the one who made that shit happen. It wasn't the baby mamas. It damn sure wasn't his mama. But okay, a motherfucker don't know what side that bread is buttered on. Show them. Bushi said, I thought it was ridiculous to even ask. He would never. Yeah, this is real life. This is real life. Happy birthday, Latu. Let's take a moment. Ooh, My side hurt. Let's take a moment to shout out Latu. Happy birthday to you, sis. I Taurus queen. Okay, 34 never looked so good. Okay, I hope you're having an amazing day. Live your best life. Yes. Mm-hmm. She wasn't picking up enough phone calls. Apparently, she was supposed to be in business meetings and picking up his and say, excuse me, I got to take this, and pick up all his fucking phone calls so he could lollygag about what you doing. The sky blue. Oh, you was in a meeting. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I was just telling, and hear anecdotes about what the fuck he was talking to his cellmate about 4 times a day. When you trying to get people to give you big checks to take care of y'all family. I say all the time, you shouldn't bother men when they out trying to make money. And since he the bitch in the house, the jailhouse, he wasn't supposed to be bothering her while she was out there trying to make money to take care of their fucking family. He should have checked himself and knew what time he had to call her. Hell no, she ain't legally married that fool. That's probably the best thing she ever did, child. That's probably the best thing she ever did, child. Yeah, sometimes you just gotta let people. But again, it shows you why so many women are in the situations that they're in, right? Because of the mindset that they have. They think, oh, they could, spew that nasty shit on other women and don't recognize the fact that, bitch, you said, and I tell my daughter this. You can't, even with little kid petty beef, like, we're being a hater gonna get you. You know what I'm saying? We're being a hater gonna get you. Being mad at this person because they did this, and I ain't gonna hold you. She's learned her lesson because she would be mad. She gonna be mad. I'm telling y'all this story. But she was like, there was this little girl, she ain't like this little girl since kindergarten, child. They got beef since kindergarten. They've been in the same school forever. And the little girl started selling eyelashes or some shit like that. Okay. Eyelashes or some shit. She was like mad. And then I'm like, why? And then it was weird. It was funny. I was so proud of her. We were sitting down last week it was her birthday dinner. And she was telling me, she was like, you know what? She was basically saying that I was right. And that she, because she was telling me about some things she wanted to do, right? Some business things, some things she wanted to do, right? And she was like, you know what, and you're right, because I'm here worried about her when I should have been worried about myself. And that's her thing. And this is coming from her. She was like, yeah, that's her thing. My kid is not into stuff like that, but this little girl has been like that since kindergarten, right? She's the eyelash queen. She's like the first person in the fucking school to wear the wig to school, weird shit like that. That's not her. That's this little girl. So if that's her thing, let that be her thing. You have your own thing. And your thing, you don't want the universe to not give you your thing because you're hating on old girls and her thing. Her thing is what it is. Not to downplay it, not to dismiss it, but you're literally you're brilliant. This girl, if all she has is eyelashes, and that is cool, again, nothing wrong with it, but you think bigger than that. Your goals are bigger than hers forever. They've always been. You've always been bigger than that. And it took I'm so proud of her, for her to really recognize, I don't even know why I was tripping about it. It is what it is. She was like, it's, and I'm happy for her. And I'm just like, my kid ain't, she's a Taurus. She ain't gonna tell me no shit that she don't really mean like that. Shout out Taurus gang. Shout out to y'all. So I was just like, oh shit. I was so proud of her. I was like, the growth. So proud of her. You know, while you busy worrying about this girl selling eyelashes while you here trying to fucking build robots. Y'all ain't the same, sis. Y'all ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? And you don't pull yours, and then you don't want to fuck yourself up and your karma up by wishing negativity on somebody else who ain't even on the same shit. You know, so I'm just saying that. Like he was doing chores for noodles or something. That's what I'm saying. People, you listen. It was a long time ago, but I'm saying, again, shout out to Mama Beauty for holding the Joe down. Y'all know what people go through who ain't got no money and no commissary. I always banked it out. Shout out to my mama. I banked it out. You know when you got beef, teenagers got beef with their mamas. That's when I realized that my mama held it down, because I banked it out. And you knew people, and if you know people who been in there or been around there, I've seen pregnant girls washing people's fucking drawers, like for fucking oodles and fucking noodles. You know what I'm saying? Right? She out there, yes, in front of his prison, child, getting maced and pepper sprayed, and he talking about letters, phone calls. These unappreciative bastards. These you never do anything for, you ain't never done anything for me, motherfuckers. It's so ghetto. But she still rode it through. She was too good to have babies with him. She was. She was too good to even breed for him. Like, all right, he had one, y'all get married, cool. Because then there ain't a baby mama, you his wife. I don't like you. What? 3? I'm the 3rd? It's Latu birthday. Right where he was at, in a dead cold, getting maced and shit. Please. Hey, Rachel, how are you, sis? Pamela said, I wouldn't tell the mother of my children that. Get up off your behind and do something. He don't know what to do. He feel all emasculated because he allowed himself to be emasculated. You created a situation where you went to jail for 7 years. You grown ass man. You left your kids, all of this shit. I don't understand. And she held you down, because most women should have left your ass. Because now I gotta raise all these fucking kids, and you here bitching about letters. And then he's on the phone telling her, trying to manipulate her, talking about, well, I told her if she didn't want to stick around, she should leave. Nigga, what? I punch you right in your face. That's how I would. I would react. Like, nigga, what? I punch you right in your face. Say it again. I punch you right in your face. You here trying to prove y'all love or whatever, but the reality is he was manipulating you. And like I said, they still gonna hate you for it. Because ain't no man really wants you to take care of him. Even the Pookies and the Ray Rays, they really don't. They have no choice. Because their mothers never taught them how to pull the shit off. The mother never taught them this. They never watched the grown man. And they never seen and learned by example of how a man supposed to hold it down. So they don't know. Cutie says some people will always move the goalposts, so they never feel like they should feel bad for the way they treat you. That's true. That was all his choice. I did 8 months. 8 months. nobody could sit around and do nothing in my mama's house. You was in school to get your education, and I'm the same way. Yeah. So, listen, I don't know what else to say. This is how I feel about it. This is what I think. I think that sometimes we have to recognize when all we're doing is wasting our own time, wasting our own youth on somebody who don't even want us like that. Because the minute, like other people said, the minute he feels secure enough to bounce, he's gonna bounce. And then we'll sit up angry and bitter and feeling like, oh, I spent all this time on you. But we need to start choosing ourselves. Because doing shit like this and being a ride or die and breaking your back for these niggas, all it's going to do is put your ass in an early grave. Somebody in one of the comments on another video, I think it was last week. That's why I remember it. They were like, married women die early. That's not true. Unhappily married women die first. Happily married women die last, die well provided for, and die years after their husbands. It's those beat down, broke your back. I told y'all this story. I'll tell y'all again. Y'all know I worked the elections, the polls and whatever. And there was this lady, a lady and her husband, right? Because the poll, normally everybody is like, I think they live in a block somewhere. I don't know where, but anyway, she came. Most of the poll workers live in the vicinity, right? In the same blocks or whatever. So most of the people who come into the poll know the people who work there. Like at my place, I work 3 poll sites away from my poll site, right? So at my poll site, I know, or I've seen everybody who works there, right? Because I'll see them in the supermarket, walking up and down the block, shit like that, right? So this lady and her husband came into the polling office. This was not last year, the year before. This was the year that we went to VidCon. It's 2019. Because I remember I did a live, it was when we was raising money to go to VidCon, and that's when we went to New Orleans. And I know I told y'all this story. The lady came in, it was the summertime poll. You know how they do the primary elections in June or whatever? It was a summertime shit, because VidCon was in July or whatever. And Essence Fest. This is when we went to Essence Fest and VidCon. Y'all remember. Anyway, the lady come in with it was pouring rain, right? And she coming in with her husband to vote. They 60. They 60. She bent over like this, humpback. She got she carrying 3-4 bags like this. That's why I say I don't break my back for no. You see how all of this shit interjects? Anyway, she like this, 3-4 bags. Waddling in. Not fat. She just broke her back. Nah, she ain't literally broke her back, but y'all know what I mean. She bent over. She fucked up. He walking in. All he carrying is an umbrella. He got the umbrella. Sis got the bags. Okay? He walking in. Hey! Hey! And the lady, the old lady sitting next to me, she talking shit, right? Because she know them. She likes 80. Them 80-year-olds talk shit. And old women like me. Old women love me. Let me tell you, older women love me, and they always running their mouth. So she you see her and him? Because, she's like, you see her and him? Yeah, she been with him since they've been together since they were 20. That nigga trash. Old women say, that nigga trash. Look at her. Look at him. Look at her. Look at him. And I was just like, She was like, he been cheating on her, he been this and he been that, and she been doing all this shit for him. Look at her and look at him. 30 years later. And again, she's like 80. So she been looking at this shit, since she was big and grown. And I was just like, it started raining. Breaking your back over some man who is trash. Because again, if he's a good man, you ain't gonna break your back. He gonna make sure your shit good. Walk up straight. He's gonna make sure he feeds and pours into you so you're happy. So you're 60 and you always got a fucking smile on your face. You ain't got no real stress in your life. Because stress, what I tell you all the time, stress bring wrinkles. That's why I try to keep myself stress-free. I don't bother with shit. I'm quick to say I ain't fucking with it. Why? Because I'm not going to kill myself for people. I tried, child. I tried. I'm not doing it. I've known a few people who stuck around for men. They're in and out of the system regularly. Luckily, some of them have left, but now they have kids without dads. We create our own life and realities. Can I just say that? We create our own life and realities. That's why I feel like, especially as we get older, we have to tell these young girls, we have to tell our nieces, our nieces, our daughters, we have to stop trying to, we have to not glorify the bullshit. To not make other people feel bad, not glorify the auntie who had a baby at 16. Don't glorify that shit. You stand in the shit and don't say, oh, but she good and she this and she that. No, because you make the little girl feel like it's okay. You don't glorify the shit. You don't promote, oh, well, niggas ain't shit. Nah, no. You know what you say? I chose a fucked up nigga. And I shouldn't have did that. But I don't want you to be a single mother. Stop promoting single motherhood. Because this is all coming from the promotion of single fucking motherhood and babying our boys. When we should have been teaching them how to be a man, we throw our girls out and we baby our sons. We put the world, you know what? What's her name? Y'all know I can't stand this little girl. King Von's sister. I can't remember her name right now. King Von's sister made a post yesterday or the day before. I'm actually going to make a video. I was thinking about making a video on it. I'll see how I feel. She basically said she needs to have a daughter. So her daughter, this shit brought pain to my stomach, just rehashing it. So because girls hold it down and she need to have a daughter to take care of her son. The rage inside of me. The rage inside of me. You know what I'm saying? It's like so you're setting your son up to be worthless. Okay. And you're setting your daughter up to be a forever caregiver to some trash ass nigga you raised. And putting it on her. And you think this shit makes sense. That's why her brother's sitting up dead right now. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Sorry. That's why these niggas spend their lives in jail. Sorry, not sorry. Because you hold them accountable for not. Sorry, not sorry. She wants to have a daughter, so her daughter could take care of her older brother forever. And then you wonder why these niggas don't hold themselves accountable for nothing. You wonder why they can just have babies, spew babies all over the place. You don't hold them accountable for shit. You wonder why they keep going in and out of fucking jail when you taught them from they were babies that they had to be accountable for not. But I'm just speaking it. Dion. Dion saying, damn, y'all missed a lot. Dion, we still live, sis. You missed like an hour, but yeah, we still live, sis. She said, I missed a lot, but I will never ride for another man. Been there, done that. Me and him ain't together. I was bitter for a little because I wasted my young years with a loser. Don't waste your youth and your beauty on these trash ass niggas. And don't stay bitter for too long. Don't stay angry for too long. Because then that's still wasted time. You still allow them to waste even more of your time. Don't stay bitter for too long. Fuck them. They shouldn't have that much control over your life, over your happiness. It started pouring, y'all. And she said, and he's still a loser. Ain't you? Shout out to you for getting rid of him before he dragged you to the pits of hell where the fuck he resides. I was about to say where the fuck he came. Y'all know I love to say, but I'm trying to switch it up. I try to switch it up from whence the fuck he resides, okay? If a woman, because he's a bitch. Because these are female moves. These are female moves. This is what men claim women do. But we don't do shit like this. But this is honestly what they say we do. But you're right. Because let a woman come along with more who is dumber than Yandy and will let him get away with more. He out. The easiest, because his mother taught him for no responsibility, for not. His mother taught him to just take what he can and blame everybody else for it. She said, women be accepting struggle, love. You right. And we shouldn't. I get it. You know, when you love a motherfucker, you love him. And you make shit make sense when it don't. I've been there. You've been there. We've been there. But we have, listen, we got to fight it. You have to fight that urge of trying to make excuses for him, trying to understand, and yeah, but his mama, but guess what? At an adult, you gonna his mama to death, and then he's still gonna fucking, like what? You know all of this. I swear to you. Let me not even say what I was about to say. I'm not gonna say it. So many people are saying what she should have done, but she didn't. So how should she move correctly now? I think she should recognize it for what it is, and I think she should start worrying more about her and her kids than him. He'll go. If she don't have enough strength to leave, right? She needs to stop focusing on trying to prove something to him. Trying to prove how down she is, trying to prove how much she loves him, trying to prove, it's over. Why? If she's too, like I said, sometimes, I guess it's so hard to leave somebody or not fuck with somebody that you love, right? Sometimes you have to create a situation where they'll do it for you. And I think that it's hard. She has these children, but I think that, like I said, he'll leave. I think she needs to worry about herself and her kids and let him keep feeling like a 5-year-old and let his mama talk him into him leaving. Go move in. And, he gonna go move in with his mama. He gonna go move in with another bitch, whatever the situation is, go. So by the time he do that, she ain't even mad about it. So by the time he does that, because again, I don't think she's going to put him out, but she needs to disconnect emotionally. So by the time he does that, she won't need 5 or 10 more years to get over the shit. She needs to be getting over it now. So when he do leave, she can move on. And then he'll say, see, you've been wanting me to leave. And she'll be like, you're damn right. She can. And that's the gas, because she can. She can, and she can still. She can, and she still can. She can, and she still can. Your life ain't over, sis. Your life ain't over. At 30, at 40, even at 50 out here, your life ain't over. Yandy is a beautiful woman. She puts effort into herself. She can get somebody with way more, who puts in way more into her than he, Mendeecees, ever did. Even with her 3 kids, she can. Staying with him, staying with a man who's still upset about phone calls, even though you was banking him off and he was good in jail, to prove what? To who? Pamela said, my father had no dad in the house. His family had nothing. He built himself up from scratch. His father wanted him dead, a white man. He worked hard and owned his own business. We wanted for nothing. Good for you. Good for your dad. You know, again, and I know people who break the stereotypes. You know, I know people who grew up with dads who were trash. You know, not a lot, but I know a couple of them. You know, I know people who, I know this one boy, he's my brother's friend. He been my brother's friend since like elementary school. They've been friends. They still friends. And I am just so, and I tell him all the time, a round of fucking applause for him. You know, it's just like, he ain't never had no dad. You know what I'm saying? He ain't never had no dad. He never had no good male role models. You know what I'm saying? Around, because again, I known him since he was a child. He never really had, but even when he was a child, he had it in him. He's a Scorpio though, so maybe that's the Scorpio in him. He just had it in him that he was gonna do better. He just had it in him. He would say that he was just gonna do better. And even in his adult life, he made it happen. He made sure his daughter went to private school. He made sure, you know, he just made sure. He just made sure, because he knew that he didn't have it, and he knew that there was something fucking wrong with that. And he knew from he was a kid that he wasn't going to perpetuate that bullshit. He'd be damned. He'd be damned. No excuses. No, oh, I didn't have a dad, so I don't know. Okay. And now what? As a grown man, and now what? With your own kids to take care of, that's your excuse. So just generational fuck upness, or we gonna make a fucking decision to just do better? What are we doing? Almost must live ourselves. I tell her, because you know you gotta tell them. You worrying about other people, you need to be worrying about yourself. How you gonna do you, sis? How you gonna bank up for you, sis? New flower, feel bad for Yandy. She said a new generation mule. Yes, Naja said, do y'all remember the saying, black women raise their daughters and love their sons? They don't raise them. But again, that's why I also say you have to, you know, you got to pay attention. You can't just be having babies with any old body. You got to see, you got to know how he raised, what his mother is like, what his dad's situation, how he grew up, his mentality. You got to give it more time than a couple of fucking weeks or a year to know somebody before you contemplate having children with them. Like, it should be no accident. You're going to accidentally fuck your child's life over. She said the men were treated like babies. Yep. And they can't deal with the consequences of being grown-ups. That's what it is. Ooh. Yes. Yes. They baby these boys. They raise us and they babies these boys. And now when these boys grow up, they can't deal with my grandmother used to say that shit, boy. My grandmother used to say that shit, boy. And she used to spot on people. Like, oh, shit would burn you. She would spot on people because if you can't deal with it as you supposed to raise him to be a man. He can't stand. What I tell you all the time, men stand or they fold. I say this a million times all the time. I told y'all a million times. He's a stander or he a folder. If he's not raised to stand, he will fold. He don't know how to pull his shit off. No one taught him. He never had to. He had the women in his life to fall back on. Not me, sir. I don't want no nigga falling back on me, sir. I'm over that one. Hey, Nakaram, how are you, boo? She said, Candy Burris, I see it coming. That too, but that's none of my business until it happened. Then we'll talk about it, okay? She said, ooh. Joy said, I find a lot of dudes today are straight up jealous of their mates these days. Yes. They're jealous of every woman. Every woman, their mates, their siblings, their everything. Why? Again, because they don't know how to pull it through. And we were raised to pull it through. And naturally, a man is supposed to pull it through. So even in they fuckboy ways, underneath, they feel a way that they can't provide, they can't do, that they need you. A man shouldn't need you. He should want you. We should more need him as women. Even if you don't need, y'all know what I'm saying. Feel like he needs to feel like you need him. A man should want to feel like you need him. Oh, and he wants you. You need him to take care of you. Peep game. And he wants to take care of you. This is just primal. All of this other shit is for the birds. That's primal. That's primal. That's why I always say, no matter what you do, no matter what you got, you be like, I be on some needing shit. I don't have shit. I need you, sir. Right? That's how you're supposed to be. To make him feel like his chest is big. When he don't feel like his chest is big and that his woman need him, he bust fly and act like a bitch and say shit like Mendeecees said. Because he's a bitch. Damn, Miss Bucci. I don't want to put that up on screen, but that story crazy. Oh, God. Yes, please like, share, and don't forget to subscribe to this channel. And subscribe to my backup channel, aka our fashion and lifestyle channel. That channel is more Jovi happy. This is more news and shit. Okay. Beauty by Jovi, right? But if you put in the search shit, it is probably like Jovi B Styles. Listen, just follow it. Link is in the description. I've added the link to the description because I realized people weren't able to find it as easily. Okay. Algorithms be fucking up. I'm sorry. Listen, this is just how I feel. I feel like when that, it's just a natural order of things, no matter what generation we in, whatever the fucking case is. It's shit has gone back. It's just deep down mental, and this shit has gone, since we were, in the caveman times, since we were foresting and hunter gatherers. This shit is just what it is, okay? Yes, he would. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I said don't ever think that you can't get it, that you got to be stuck with this, that this is the best it's going to be. It's you could pull it off, sis. When you believe in it, I'm about to sound real corny. When you believe it, you can achieve it. Yes, because he probably would have got fucking alimony, and he probably would have wanted it. Nah, she ain't file that paperwork, sis. She ain't file that paperwork. But again, he been home for a year, so if it was like that, they could have got married. But he's still bitching about. Let me tell you, don't ever marry beneath you, sis. I keep telling y'all, don't marry beneath you. These niggas is trash. She said, never trust. That's very true. I don't trust people who smile all the time. I don't trust people who have this fake sense of, um, oh, they don't curse, they don't this, they don't that. I'm holier than thou people. No, bitch. Mm-mm. Thank you. Um, yeah, no more. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Y'all know I've had a situation with that recently. No, I refuse. And again, this is the conditioning of it. It's a constant mental, because you could say, oh, I don't, all these niggas, I don't do this with these niggas, but you do it with your brothers. And that still puts you in a mindset of that dumbass shit, and put him in a mindset, and he ain't never gonna grow the fuck up. And you ain't never gonna be able to fucking be free, because you just got this clawed ass fucking leech attached to you. Jesus. You gotta shut it down. I don't even play them games. I'm over it. I'm over it. Yeah, because she would have had to pay for it. They would have got it. They would have got it. She would have had to pay for it. Like, nah. She said, yes, it's definitely more. Hold on. Yeah, it's definitely more on the father. A mother is the nurturer. The dad shows his how to be a man. Everyone blames the mother, but she is not equipped for that. Once again, the man escapes blame. Yeah. But again, we shouldn't be having kids. It's the catch-22. Because we shouldn't be having children with men who aren't going to be there to father our children. And this is not just for the boys, the girls too. The girls need it in the household. It's like we need to do better. We need to do better. And yeah, it's like, because you say what you want, women are not equipped to raise men. We raise fuckboys. Because we're nurturers. We can't be a role model. The only thing a single mother is showing a little boy is that a woman is going to break her back for him. That's all. That's it. She said, but mostly the men that we keep talking about were those raised by single mothers. Some of us are training the men we trash today. It's all good, back to the same. See, I didn't even see that when I just said what I was going to say. Yeah, it all goes back to the single motherhoodness. Out of the out of wedlock bullshit. It all goes back. It's the truth. Boop. Thank you so much for the super chat. Thoroughly appreciated. Thoroughly appreciated. She said, I wish YouTube would stop subscribing me. I had to search for you when I realized you wasn't in my feed. I'm happy to be back. I'm happy you back, Kitty. Kitty, they blocked me for like a week. I just got back like 2 weeks ago. They was mad about a video I made, so they probably was unfollowing a lot, making a lot of people unfollow. A woman, we're naturally feminine, right? And if she's not, he'll hate women because she'll be aggressive as fuck, screaming and yelling and telling him that he ain't shit and he like his daddy and all this ghetto shit. And then and you've been doing that since the nigga was 5, and now the motherfucker hate women. It's not my job to raise no boy. It's my job to nurture him. It's his daddy's job to show him how to be a man. It's my job to be mommy. It's my job to be mommy and to nurture him and to, I don't want to do none of that. I don't want to do any of that other shit. That other shit is for his daddy to do. A woman is feminine and cannot teach a boy to be masculine and be the man. Only a father can do that. 2 functioning parents is the only way. That's the truth. And I understand a lot of you grew up one way and say, well, I did just fine. Or, my brother did fine. He's okay and all this dumb shit. But don't take because you are 1 out of 10 and think it's going to happen to everybody else, because we're looking at our community and like single parenthood breeds this dysfunctional bullshit on both sides of the aisles. These trash ass niggas and these girls who overcompensate for these trash ass niggas. Yeah. Yeah. Because if he was a man, his mama would have never. His mama wouldn't have, because he would have shut it down. He let it happen. He let all of this shit happen. So that's to tell you how he feel about her. It's logical to keep blaming mothers for inept men. The balance is the strong fathers. I blame both of them. I don't think, again, y'all know how I feel. I'm not having babies outside of wedlock. I don't, unless we gonna get married. I don't believe it. Because again, I can't raise a boy. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't raise a boy. I can't. Like, no, I can't. He needs a father. He needs an active father every day. Or every day. Every day. That's why we got these feminine ass niggas out here who are straight, but they wear purses. Who are straight, but they want to be the bad bitch in a relationship because they've been watching their mothers forever. And they have no male role models. I'm good. I'm a bad bitch. If I had a son, no, we already know where that's going. I'm conscious enough to know that. I'm good. That's how my people in my family were raised. I'm going to marry her. Right? That's why I don't have a whole bunch of nieces and nephews. All the brothers I got. Well, children. Are they married? You know what I'm saying? This again, but it's how you raise them. My dad has been married for my whole fucking life. Not necessarily to the same woman, but my dad has been married his whole life. It's just something about that tells you as a boy, responsibility. Ain't no such thing, baby mama. Like my cousins, like them niggas are retarded sometimes, but there ain't no baby mamas going on in my family. Like really ain't no baby mama-ness. You know what I'm saying? Even the ones who got married, who had babies early, them niggas got married. They had no choice. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, it's a different, like I said, it's a different type of mentality. Like, mine was a single mom, but when my brothers became teenagers, she sent them off to their dads. We need to bring that back when the men take over. That's a good idea too. Especially with your boys. At a certain age, send their ass to go live with their daddies. That's a really good fucking idea, because all of that mommying and don't hit him and don't yell at him. And I know people who do that even when they got the dude, and they don't respect it. They don't really respect men, so they, even if the dude in the house and he tries to discipline the child, even if it's not like hitting or no shit like that, just like talking sternly, and she's like she's arguing with him. Like, you don't argue with the man. Let the man raise this fucking son before you end up with a nigga who's going in and out of jail, or motherfucker who is just doing the worst. What you gonna say that? Let that man raise his child. I would do that. I ain't gonna hold you. Especially with a boy, I would do that. With a boy, send his ass to go live with his daddy. At a certain age, send his ass to go live with his daddy so he can learn how to be a man. Thank you. He ain't that bright though. I think he was a manager before. He had some businesses. Do what you do. I don't know what the fuck Mendeecees can do. I don't really know. I think he was a manager and shit like that before. I don't know if he could still do that. I think even in those situations, you have to evolve. Yandy has evolved from being like rappers managers to like, managing bigger shit, producing, evolution, sis. You don't always want to be the rapper's manager forever. I don't know. I think you would want to evolve, especially, when you're young, that's cool. But like the older you get, like I believe that it should evolve into more intricate shit. They hate women, especially women who have their shit together. They despise us. Yep. That's why you have so many men out here, angry at, women who, one, got their shit together, women who want to be provided for, because not even the fact that it's not the fact that they want to be provided for. Here's the gas. It's because that broke ass nigga couldn't provide for himself, let alone a woman and a family. Okay. My lights are all fucked up and you making me feel good. Thank you. I told y'all, we when we came back, I didn't exfoliate all week, y'all. I had to really, my skin was it was a lot was happening. So thank you so much. Y'all know I'm got insomnia. I'm going through it. My mind be racing. I appreciate that. That makes me feel good. I really do. I ain't had no time to put no makeup on or nothing either. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. She said my brother stopped talking to me until they got their shit together and would keep saying I was spoiled, but really I just had more work ethic and held down the job. Yeah. Well, y'all know what happened with my siblings, so I ain't gonna say we don't have to rehash shit, but it is what it is. She said, problem is you can't tell Black women nothing these days. I was so confused when I first came to this country from France. Girls pregnant, walking proudly, going to school. What? Yeah. And that's the problem. You can't tell Black people nothing, but Black women, yeah, in general. The original G, a troll roll up in here. Child ain't say nothing. this whole fucking time. But here it go. Trans parents, ma'am, listen. I hear you. I hear you. I don't know who you're talking about trans. I said nothing about trans. Effeminated men aren't necessarily all gay. Trans, whatever. I don't know what the fuck. But I will tell you that the single mothers raise trash ass sons and women who are too fucking strong for their own good. That's what we were talking about. I don't know where you come with the trans. We wasn't even talking about transsexuals, ma'am. We weren't even necessarily talking about homosexuals. We were just talking about men who were raised by women who don't comprehend how to be a man. So they have women who provide and take care of them forever. Jesus. Ooh. Ooh. Child, I'd have blocked him from that. If a nigga told me some shit like that, I like a man that feel away when you buy him something. He's gonna be like, I need a man who feels like, why you buying me this? Or like, what's happening? That's where, not, oh God, that's nasty. But I know men like that. I don't fuck with them, but I know men like that. Mm-hmm. I want a man who feels uncomfortable if you buy him some shit. He's like, okay, thank you. That type of, okay, now I gotta go buy her something bigger because what the fuck? I need that. That's the vibes. If that's not the vibes, if you are way too geeked about getting, and you trying to hint and we get, no, sir. I don't know, live off of Yandy. Ooh. Side babies. How you don't tell your wife? And what, you gonna hide your side babies, child? Yeah, that makes sense. 10, 12, yeah. Send their asses on. They start acting, send their asses on. I know, that's your baby. Send his ass on. Yes, send their ass on. Go ahead, raise him. He needs to know, especially these boys. They need to be raised, and we can't do it. We could raise daughters, okay? Raise them to be soft and shit, and again, raise your daughters to be soft. Yes, of course they got to take care of themselves. That's a given as a fucking human being. But she don't need to be screaming, I can do it all by myself. Oh my God, I'm a strong Black woman. That's not the goal. That's not the goal. And it's not the goal to have these men thinking, or these little boys thinking that it's a woman's job to provide for them. That ain't the goal either. Hey, Mr. Milk. How are you, boo? Yes, I have an hour and a half. Is that your way of telling me to get the fuck off? Is that your way of telling me to get the fuck off? I need to, well, it's 3:00. I haven't ate yet. Y'all know this. I'm down to 183. We started this week at 188, 183. We keep going. We keep going. We keep pushing. She said, LaDonna said, I agree with you. I was married and divorced when my sons were young. However, I was like, you need to work the son. I taught them young. Yeah, you have to put them, they gotta work. They gotta go, if they gotta go pack bags at the fucking grocery store. You know what I'm saying? They got pack bags at the grocery store. They shouldn't have time to be running around here acting stupid. They got to do well in school. Go pack a bag. Go get you a little job or something. The responsibility should be put into them at a young age. They shouldn't have time to be running around here like they fucking retarded. Feminine. Yeah, that shit would turn me off. A nigga said some wild shit like that to me. I've never had no nigga say that to me. Probably family members, probably like my brother or something like, but I've seen it happen. I've seen men do it to women, like to girls that I know or whatever. I've watched it, so I know what it is, you know. But to me, that is such. I'm real funny. Like, I'm real funny personally. My poom poom can't get moist for feminine ass shit. You start doing shit like that, acting like a bit. You can't fuck me. You can't fuck me. My choach won't even respond the way you want it to. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. He's been here a very long time. He just don't be in here. No, let's not do that. No, it's not what you think it is. It's okay. It's all right. It's all right. It's not that. Jobs for teens in the summer. They still have summer youth programs. What do you mean? Back in the day, they have them. They have them. They need to go back to work. They have them. I know they don't, but don't do that. JM said, I started working at 15 and now I'm 40. Yeah, put their asses to work, but they don't. These mothers don't. They act like they boys are so precious. And that I was like, red flag. Yeah, it's no from me. We don't need to speak now. Oh, thank you, Stacy. All right, y'all. We have been here, and I'm about to get the fuck off because it is an hour and a half, and I need to go. Probably gonna make a video or two. Work on these damn lights. My whole soul is pissed at this light right here, right now. I was up all night. I was up for about 2 hours fucking with this light. And there this bitch is yellow. I can't. I just can't. I can't. But they do have as many openings like before. Probably. That is probably true. That is very true. But you gotta make him work for some shit. Work. Make them work for some shit. Make them clean, make them clean up around the house. These motherfuckers are out here, doing the most. Let him go make his little, business. I don't know. My daughter is my freaking assistant, and I pay her for doing assistant stuff. That's not, daughterables, like, doing responsibility. Like, go get my mail from the post office. Shit like that, Like, anyway, I'm going to be out. Love y'all. And as always, I might come back later. I keep saying that, but you know what? We are going to come back later because I'm going to set it up and we're going to come back later. But I'll see y'all later. And as always, I hope you live your life do some charity. There you go. Go fucking volunteer at the church. Y'all go to church. I don't know. Go volunteer at the fucking at the after school program. Go volunteer at the, there's a million volunteer shits going on in your city, even if it's free. Even if you gotta pay for that motherfucking Metro card to go volunteer at the fucking, picking up things at the park. Or go volunteer at the after school shit or whatever. The Boys and Girls or some shit. As long as he out there doing something that holds him accountable, instead of running around in the fucking streets with his little homeboys doing nothing, because all he gonna do is grow up to be running around in the streets with his dumbass homeboys at 30, 40. There you go. That sounds delicious. I'm trying to avoid the meat. That sounds good though. I've made that before. I'm going to make that this weekend. Thank you, Mahogany. That's a great idea. Vegetable ziti. Yes, please hit that like button, share this video, and don't forget to live your life like it's golden, because there's no other way to live it.